Welcome to Chris Cook for YouTube. Today I'm going to be doing an old school favorite, and that's oxtail soup. Now I can't tell you the countless numbers of times that my mom used to make this for me, and I used to really enjoy it. I know it's a lot of things that you can do with oxtails, and I do a lot of things with oxtails, but this is one day that I had a desire to make this soup. I think if you try this soup, you are really going to enjoy it. If you love oxtails and you love vegetables, you will love this. So let's get started with the ingredients that you're going to need to make this awesome oxtail soup. You're going to need, of course, the oxtails. And I've gotten some oxtails at my local grocery store, and I'm going to make a big pot of this because I love oxtail soup. You're going to need potatoes, diced tomatoes, tomato paste, onion, noodles, minced garlic. These are beef bouillon cubes, and I'm using 2. You can use 1, that'll be fine. Onion soup mix, okra, mixed vegetables. And what I skipped over and I didn't bring up was rutabaga. Now, if you don't have rutabaga, your soup is still going to be good, but it's not going to be as good and as tasty as if you had rutabagas. Now, you don't want to use the rutabagas to be chunked like your potatoes will be. This you're going to add to your pot in the beginning, because this is the best base for any tomato-based soup that you can have. That's right, rutabagas is the best base for any tomato soup that you're going to make. And I think that if you can find a rutabaga, and if you look at it, for those of you who don't know what it's about, if you look at it, it has a waxy outside hard shell, and you would do just like you would do your potatoes. If you're going to peel your potatoes, you would peel this. Now, it's harder to peel than a potato, but it has excellent taste, especially when you're doing a tomato-based soup. So we're going to add the rutabagas to the pot in the beginning to make this awesome soup. So I'm going to go away, get myself all prepared, wash my oxtails, get my potatoes cut up, and I'm going to meet you at the stove. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm at the stove, and I've already put my oxtails into the pot. Now, the one thing that's going to tenderize these oxtails is going to be your diced tomatoes. So I'm going to go ahead and add in my diced tomatoes. And I didn't have a large can, so I used 2 small cans for this. Okay. Now, you saw me with the beef bouillon cubes and the onion soup mix. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. I'm going to also add in about 1 tablespoon of minced garlic to the pot. And I haven't added my salt. I'll add that later. Now, what I want to show you is I'm going to add in my diced onions, which I've diced up. And this is not potatoes. This is my rutabagas, okay? You want to put your rutabagas in now because you want them to totally disintegrate. So you want them to cook all the pieces, so what you will actually see is just a thick gravy from the rutabagas. You won't see the rutabagas themselves. Now, this is going to cook for about 1.5 hours, and I'm going to cook it on a medium-high heat. So if you can see how I cubed my rutabagas, I cubed them like that so that they could cook and disintegrate a whole lot easier. I didn't have it into great big chunks. Now this is going to cook for 1.5 hours. Then after 1.5 hours, I'll bring you back. So in the beginning, when you put in your oxtails, you're going to go ahead and add the different ingredients that's going to flavor your oxtails. And that's going to be your rutabagas, your chopped rutabagas chopped, and your onions chopped, along with whatever seasonings you're going to use, and of course your minced garlic. You're going to go ahead and add that in the beginning. We'll let this cook about 1.5 hours, maybe 1 hour 45 minutes, and then I'll bring you back and we'll put the rest of the ingredients in there. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back, and The oxtails have been cooking for about an hour and 45 minutes. And they're almost done. So it's at this point that I want to go ahead and put in my tomato paste, and I want to put in my okra. Now, you can put your okra in at the same time that you put your vegetables in if you want to, but I like for my okra to pull apart. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that in now. And I'm going to add to this my tomato paste. And I'm going to allow this to cook for about 15 minutes before I add my other ingredients, which is going to be my white potatoes, my vegetables, and my noodles. Now, what the tomato paste does, it's the thickening agent. So this will give you a thicker oxtail soup. So I'm going to allow this to cook for about 15-20 minutes. And at the end of that time, I'll bring you back when I get ready to add the rest of the vegetables. I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm back, and it's been maybe about 15 minutes since I put my okra in. So it's at this point that I'm going to go ahead and put in my noodles and my potatoes. I'm going to let them cook another 10 minutes, and then I'm going to come back and put in my vegetables. So in goes my potatoes. Just my oven. I'm cooking cornbread as well. And in goes my noodles. Now when you're making soup, you can put anything in there that you want to. I had some leftover carrots, and I went ahead and I put that in because it was left over, and I only had 2 of them, so I just went ahead and put it in. But if you have some vegetables that are in your refrigerator, just go ahead. You want to get them used, go ahead and make a soup out of it when you're doing your oxtails. So I'm going to allow this to cook. One other thing I want to add, because I used tomato paste and I used diced tomatoes, then I want to go ahead and put just a little bit of sugar in to cut that acid. So I put, because I have such a big pot, I put in 2 tablespoons full. You don't have to do it. If you don't have a problem with the acid, you really don't have to do it at all. But if you do, then you can just put it in. Now you see the thickening. See how thick it's getting? And it's getting that way because of the tomato paste, as well as the rutabagas that we put in the beginning that has already disintegrated. See, the rutabagas have disintegrated already. And the only thing you see now is just my carrots. So I'm going to allow this to cook for about another 10-12 minutes. And I'll bring you back when I get ready to put in the vegetables. Be right back. We're almost done. Now I'm back, and it's been about 15 minutes. So now it's time for me to add the final ingredient, which is going to be my vegetables. And I'm going to let them cook for about 15 minutes. Now this looks good. I know this looks good. And look at those big oxtails over in there. That looks really good. I don't think I'm going to have enough room to get all of this. Well, maybe I will. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and finish out putting my vegetables in. Then I'm going to mix them down in here. And I'm going to let this cook for another 15-20 minutes. And the next time you see me, I will be dishing up a plate. And I made some corn muffins. With the corn muffins, I put some corn inside, which I'm going to cut one of them open and allow you to see it. But this is oxtail soup. I grew up on it. And I had a taste for it. And I'm like, this is going to really hit the spot. So it's at this point that my noodles will finish cooking up, my potatoes will finish cooking up, and my vegetables will cook up with it. So it'll be about 20 minutes, but I'll bring you back and show you what this looks like when it's all dished up. Beautiful soup. Be right back. Okay, now I'm back, and it should be ready. It is packed full. I am going to add some salt because you need to salt it to taste. So, and I did taste it and it is good. It is very good. I'm telling you. When I tasted this oxtail soup, I'm telling you, this needs to go down in the Guinness Food Book of World Records. It's just that good. So I'm going to go ahead and dish you up a plate. And I mean, it's rich. Just what you need before summer leaves us. I'm sorry, winter leaves us. And let me put these big old oxtails down on top of it. There's one right there. Okay. And then I'm going to, I want you to look at it. And it's hearty, full, no additives, no flour added, no cornstarch added. It gravied up on its own. That's because we use the tomato paste and the rutabagas. Now to this, I'm going to add, I told you I made corn muffins. I'm going to add 3 corn muffins. Got that big oxtail down in there. Want to show you just what that looks like. And I'm going to grab a knife right quick so I can cut into this corn muffin. Let me move this over. See, it's full of corn. This is a really good meal. I mean, a hearty meal. Now, if that won't hit that spot, nothing will. This is what I grew up on. Oxtail soup. It's hearty. It's really good. Serve it with corn muffins. I got corn on the inside, which is a vegetable on the inside of the corn muffins. I think if you try this, you are truly going to enjoy it. I'm telling you, this is really, really good. And it's definitely set for the Food Guinness Books of World Records. And as always, thank you for watching. Chris Cook for you too. Bye.